Developing now as we come on the air from Eureka. First, the fire at a local motel.
I can see the fire coming out the window.
The damage done and what investigators are saying about a cause. Also, the early season wildfire tripling in size overnight.
Oh no, and it's coming our way.
Evacuations in place in Washington state will take you to the fire line. And
Murray now, a contested three, that's good.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals tips off in under an hour.
Iguodala puts it up, it's good!
The Dubs looking to take the series lead, our team getting you ready for the big game. Plus,
it only happens in this country. That's a common claim we hear after a mass shooting occurs. But the numbers seem to show otherwise. I'm Christine Frizzell in Washington, and we'll take a deeper look coming up.
A special edition of North Coast News at 5 on ABC 23 starts right now. A fire at a Eureka motel. People there in a panic trying to put it out themselves before crews arrive.
It was a few hours before our show when the call came in. Smoke rising above the Clarion Hotel in Eureka.
Our reporter Dylan Brown leading us off tonight. He joins us now live from where it happened. Dylan, big question here. Was anyone hurt?
Well, Scott, luckily no one was hurt in this. In fact, officials tell me they believe no one was in the room at the start of this fire, but it did cause quite a lot of damage out here today. As you can see, the glass had to be busted out in order to get to these flames. Even the heater cooler right here had to be taken apart. You can see some black char on the wall. Right now, they're trying to get this cleaned up and get it fixed. But I did speak with a man who was on scene today and watched it all go down.
I can see the fire coming out the window.
Flames could be seen coming out of a room at the Clarion Hotel Wednesday afternoon. Officials on scene quickly trying to knock out the heater, saying that's where they believe it all started.
The smoke just started pouring out the window in the cooler system.
Tom says he watched it happen right before him.
I didn't know that there's already people out here.
He says multiple people were trying to put it out with fire extinguishers.
I heard fire extinguishers.
Yeah, they used about 6 of them, and it still didn't do no good.
Humboldt Bay Fire setting up a command post, coming in with units containing the flames before they could spread to other rooms.
Were there people inside at the time?
I'm not sure.
So we checked, and officials say, thankfully, no one was inside the room at the time. All right, now these roads right here, we've got X, and down on this side, they had to be closed for at least an hour, a little over an hour today to get this thing cleaned up. But as you can see, it did cause quite a lot of damage. They're here right now trying to get it taken care of, but fortunately no one was hurt in this. The amount of damage that it caused, though, we're going to have to check in with Humboldt Bay Fire to find out. Until then, I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Dylan Brown, live for us in Eureka. Thank you, sir, for that report. Moving north now to a raging wildfire in central Washington, triggering evacuation and air quality concerns across that state.
The fast-moving fire spread rapidly overnight, growing from 5,000 acres yesterday to more than 18,000 acres today.
Very frightening stuff so early in the fire season as well. It's being called the Highway 243 fire. It started in Grant County late Monday. At this hour, the fire continues to grow and spread, forcing people out of their homes, Nazi.
The sheriff's office posted on Facebook today for level 3 evacuees saying, quote, leave now, police en route to notify residents you are in immediate danger. Load your family and pets into your vehicle and go now. There will be no further warnings, end quote.
Now, officials say that the fire is 25% contained. Several roads are closed and Red Cross has opened up an evacuation shelter in that area.
So far, they say no homes have burned down and no injuries have been reported, but several outbuildings have been damaged or destroyed. The cause of the fire is unknown.
Moving now to that other fire, this one in California, the Boulder fire, burning off Highway 58 in San Luis Obispo County. At last check, that fire was 400 acres and 60% contained. There were structures threatened there for a short time. However, air tankers have been released into that area and are getting an upper hand on this fire right now. No structures have burned. We have gotten no reports of any injuries in that area.
A woman suspected of robbing a Eureka business last night is now sitting in jail. Eureka police responded to the 1600 block of Broadway just after 9 last night. They say the suspect was wearing a black sweatshirt with black and white bandana covering her face. Police say she was armed with a knife and took an undisclosed amount of money. Officers located and identified the suspect as 51-year-old Judy Lynn Long from Eureka, who cops arrested on West Simpson Street. She was booked into Humboldt County Jail on a slew of charges, and is ineligible for bail because of her parole status.
Well, a power outage in Garberville today has left 578 customers without power. Here's what we know. It started around 2 o'clock this afternoon. PG&E is still investigating the cause, but you can see from their map right there just over Garberville. At last check, the power company had assigned a crew to check out that outage, but we still know that at least 125 customers remain affected by that power outage. PG&E says that the estimated time for restoral there is about 6:15, so about an hour here, give or take. Now to a terrifying rescue of a hiker, all of it caught on camera.
The 74-year-old woman airlifted in a stretcher when all of a sudden it started spinning out of control. ABC's Gio Benitez has the story.
This morning, questions into what should have been a smooth rescue gone horribly wrong. A 74-year-old injured hiker rescued off a mountain in what firefighters call a screamer suit. But watch as that suit starts to spin uncontrollably. As it gets closer to the chopper, it starts going back down again. When it goes back up, it's now moving in every direction. And when rescuers still can't control it, the suit starts spinning at a terrifying speed. This morning, the Phoenix Fire Department saying that in the more than 200 times they've used this hoist, spinning has happened only twice.
As the basket comes up and it nears the helicopter, the basket will start to interact with the rotor wash of the helicopter, and that's when it tends to spin. It wants to windmill.
The pilot saying he tried to correct the spin.
Once we got the forward flight, the spin got quite a bit less to the point where they were safely able to bring the patient up to the aircraft.
Officials say they're always trying to improve the program and immediately rushed the woman to a local trauma center for evaluation.
Scary situation right there. Well, 2 communities here on the North Coast have received grants totaling $800,000 from the EPA today to clean up abandoned industrial and commercial properties. It's good news. The EPA says that Eureka will receive $300,000 to conduct several site assessments, including at the Balloon Track site, which is a 9-parcel site that includes the former Union Pacific rail yard that hasn't been used there for 30 years. Also, a site in Dilnort County will receive the other $500,000. The EPA says that it will be used to clean up several sites in the 11-acre area, just kind of south of an RV park there in the Smith River area, which is currently closed due to public safety and health concerns. These brownfield grants are, as they're being called, have shown to increase local tax revenue and residential property values. That's all according to the EPA.
The Yurok tribe received a worldwide prestigious honor today. The tribe says they are one of the first indigenous organizations in the country to get the United Nations Development Program's Equator Prize. The prize aims to acknowledge groups that are implementing nature-based solutions to address climate change, environmental degradation, and poverty. The Equator Initiative says the Yurok tribe was selected because they formed an unprecedented alliance with California's government to auction carbon credits from their sustainably managed forests through the state's cap-and-trade program. This, as the tribe secured new finances to purchase nearly 55,000 acres of their ancestral lands.
Back here in Humboldt, the Boys and Girls Club of the Redwoods received a $10,000 donation on behalf of the California Foundation for Stronger Communities. The donation was given in support of the positive programs that they say provides the county's children and family. The Boys and Girls Clubs of the Redwoods serves over 4,000 children in Humboldt, and they say that they will continue to provide impactful programs with contributions just like that one.
That's awesome, and coming up on North Coast News. The NBA Finals is tied at a game apiece. We'll have a preview of the pivotal Game 3 tipping off in Oakland at the top of the hour later in the broadcast.
Yeah, that game coming up. But first alert meteorologist Darren Leeds will be coming at us from the Weather Center a little bit later on in this broadcast. As you take a look at Dylan right there, down there by the water. There's a nice shot out there. It's been sunny. Oh, he's skipping a stone.
Make a wish, Dylan. All right, and
it only happens in this country. That's a common claim we hear after a mass shooting occurs. But the numbers seem to show otherwise. I'm Christine Frizzell in Washington, and we'll take a deeper look coming up.
We will have those stories in 2 minutes. The time is 5:09. I'm Scott Reyes.
I'm Nasi Javi. This is North Coast News.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
Here's your stuff.
Damn it. Get back in.
What are you doing? Where are we going?
It's Nia's guy. He's gonna kill me.
Oh my God.
What can I do to fix this? What if we ran away together?
With your stolen drug money? You're so great. I miss you so much.
In the Dark, all new Thursday at 9, 8 Central on the CW.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm feeling good.
Make the most of your business card with Vistaprint.
I'm feeling good.
500 standard cards start at just $9.99 with code BC Now.
I'm feeling good.
Own the now with Vistaprint.
Hernia mesh warning.
If you or a loved one had hernia surgery after 2006 and suffered infection, chronic pain, organ damage, mesh migration, or needed additional surgeries,
Call Ryden Schulte now. 1-800-659-6400.
manufacturers of hernia repair mesh may be responsible for your suffering.
Call 1-800-659-6400. Let our lawyers find out what mesh was used in your surgery and if you deserve compensation.
Pain thinks it can overpower you, overwhelm you. It obviously doesn't know you. Icy hot. Icy to dull, hot to relax. Rise from pain. Icy hot.
Welcome back. We update you now on that terrible mass shooting at a municipal building in Virginia Beach Friday. Virginia Beach authorities have yet to confirm why the gunman went on that fatal shooting spree last week. However, some say the gunman appeared to target supervisors who worked in his department. Virginia Beach Councilman Lewis Jones says the gunman passed various employees before opening fire. The first shots came out in a spot where supervisors and senior engineers usually sat. The gunman, who was an engineer with the city's Department of Public Utilities, resigned the same day of the shooting. Officers say the gunman was shot during the incident and died shortly after being apprehended by police.
Within hours of the latest mass shooting in this country at a municipal building in Virginia Beach, there were familiar calls for needed action on U.S. gun laws. Sinclair's national correspondent, Christine Frizzell, examines the frequent claim that it comes when mass shootings happen here in the United States.
For many in this country, it was a familiar turn of events. In this case, 12 innocent victims lost their lives, with elected leaders in Washington quick to respond.
So I know that all my colleagues join me in prayer and solidarity for the victims of this evil violence.
Many other lawmakers now demanding action.
We clearly need common sense gun legislation.
We're the only country in the world with this problem.
We stand alone in the amount of gun violence.
But the numbers may tell a different story. In one study by the Crime Prevention Research Center, the United States actually ranked 66th among other world nations when it came to the frequency of mass shootings per capita. And when just comparing European countries with the U.S. and Canada, it ranked 12th in a comparative study between 2009 and 2015.
There are many places in Europe that have higher death rates per capita from mass public shootings than the United States. France, Russia, Finland, Norway, Switzerland are just some of the countries that have much higher death rates than we do.
Now, some have been critical of Lott's interpretation of that data. Additionally, some of the most deadly and largest shootings have occurred since 2015, with gun control advocates saying the focus should remain on this country, which now reportedly has more guns than people.
Well, I don't know how many more guns have to be out there as we wait for that person to appear, and they never appear. It's because that's really a fantasy. To me, we want to prevent the shooting from ever happening in the first place.
But gun advocates like Lott insist more guns have made this country safer. More evidence of the difficult terrain in this latest chapter of the gun debate. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell.
And if you'd like to learn more, there are links to Lott's study as well as criticism of it in the online version of the story. Just go to our website. Over in Beverly Hills, it's lights out on tobacco products. The city council there has voted in favor of banning tobacco sales. That law goes into effect on New Year's Day 2021. Some retailers in the area were against the idea, saying it could hurt business, but officials didn't budge.
We pride ourselves in being a healthy city, and I feel so proud that we are about to really prove that we are taking steps to be among the healthiest city in the world.
Now, there will be a few exceptions to the ordinance. Already existing cigar lounges can still operate, and hotels will be able to sell cigarettes and other items to its guests.
Coming up on North Coast News.
We're going to be talking about that weather out there. It has been nice. It was sunny again today. Very nice day. We're looking at a very blurry shot of something. Don't know what it is. But hey, it's live, and that's Dylan.
There he is.
Our First Alert meteorologist, Jessica Birch, is standing by in the First Alert Weather Center. She will be joining us in 2 minutes. The time is 5:16. Don't go anywhere. Come on, right back.
Because of you, I felt hopeless. I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me. Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
If you like to hunt or fish, you need to know about Grunman's Sporting Goods. Grunman's has the hot new bows from Matthews, Hoyt, and PSE. Used bows, a huge arrow selection, an indoor tuning range, and a trained staff to put it all together. Grunman's has new guns from all the leading manufacturers and the area's largest selection of used guns. They have reloading and target shooting supplies, expert gunsmithing, muzzle loading supplies, fishing gear, books, videos, and much, much more. In business for over 60 years, Grunman's is the store for the outdoor enthusiast. Downtown Rio Dell.
We have a new addition to our weather team to not only inform people about the day-to-day forecast, but to help prepare them for dangerous weather conditions.
So I obviously studied meteorology in college, and by the time I got out here, I really felt ready just because I was able to study the atmosphere over here and atmospheric rivers and what to expect when it came to the North States weather.
She has the credentials as a meteorologist to back herself up.
I'm a second lieutenant Army aviation officer, and I was torn in between being a helicopter pilot or being a meteorologist, and now I get to be both.
Thanks for watching North Coast News on KAEF Channel 23.
Well, the North State's been seeing a lot warmer conditions. However, that's not going to last long, and right behind me, here's why. This is the next weather maker. This low pressure system, along with this trough, is slowly moving towards the North State, bringing us cooler conditions. Along the coast, it's still going to stay relatively moderate, but inland, you're going to be seeing a lot different temperatures. So let's take a look. This is the Euro model starting the clock off tonight. This starts moving in, dipping down just around the North State. By Thursday, Friday, that's when our temperatures start cooling down, especially in more inland parts of California. And then by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're seeing those hot conditions creep right back in, leaving us with warmer conditions throughout the coast and inland as well. So let's take a look at your marine forecast. Next low tide is going to be at 8 o'clock tonight, at around 3 feet, and then the next high tide is going to be at 2 a.m. around 8 feet. Winds are coming from the northwest, 15 to 25 knots. Waves are coming from the north, 7 feet, with a period of 7 seconds. Now, there is a small craft advisory in effect, and that goes all the way till tomorrow evening. That's all throughout the southern part of Humboldt County's coast, though. So not the northern part where Eureka's at, just the southern part. Current conditions right now for Arcata, Eureka, 61 degrees outside right now. Northwest winds at 18 miles per hour, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. So strong winds there. However, Crescent City, you're seeing a lot less strong winds. 58 degrees right now. Winds are coming from the north at 9 miles per hour, gusting all the way up to 10 miles per hour. So let's take a look. This cold front is going to be bringing in different conditions for us, though. Looking tonight on Precision Cast, we have overcast throughout most of the coast. We're also seeing a couple scattered showers just south of Eureka. And then going into Thursday, you see that kind of dip through. So we kind of saw that in the Euro model. We're seeing it now. Thursday at 10 a.m., we're still seeing overcast. But just north of Crescent City and more inland, we're seeing a little bit of pockets of showers. And then by Thursday at the evening, a little bit of overcast, more inland, just barely off the coast. But that will start dying down as well. As for winds, we're starting the clock off tonight at 9 o'clock. Heavier winds throughout the coast, however, even more heavy inland. Those will start kicking up, though, along the coast, 24 miles per hour for Crescent City as well as Eureka, and then dying right back down by 5 o'clock. So 17 miles per hour for Crescent City, 24 Eureka. Those are the winds. And then let's take a look now at the tomorrow's daytime highs. 50s throughout the coast, warming up though all the way to 58 in Fortuna, 57 over in Shelter Cove. And if we go more north, we're seeing warmer conditions, just barely though. 57 in Crescent City, 59 over in Klamath. We're seeing it get all the way up to 68 degrees over in Gasquet, and then 73 over in Orleans. Hoopa 72 for your next daytime high tomorrow. Winds are also coming from the north. Now let's talk about our next 7 days. We are still seeing a couple patchy fog. Like I said, that overcast will linger on Thursday, Friday. We will start seeing warmer conditions by late next week though, so throughout the 60s mostly. 58 for your daytime high on Sunday. Overnight lows are going to be throughout the entire coast in the upper 40s, lower 50s. And then as for the inland, that's where we're seeing that big dip. We're seeing a big difference when it comes to Thursday's temperature all the way into Sunday. So we see cooler temperatures when that cold front pushes through. Patchy fog through Thursday, however, that will start clearing up by Friday, leaving us with drier, warmer conditions Saturday going into Sunday, and then we're seeing 90s to start your work week. Overnight lows are going to be in the upper 40s, going all the way into the lower 50s. Back to you guys.
It's easy to shrink into your own little world, especially these days.
I think it's here.
Especially at this age.
Where are we going?
It's a big, beautiful world out there.
Wow.
Sometimes you just need a little help seeing it.
Presenting the all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
Stop by today and see the Subaru difference. McRae Subaru, 5th and O, Eureka.
What is going on with you? Get out! Andy! Get out of my room! Get out! Andy!
You're not lying. I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. What did you say?
Guiding you to better banking. Compass Community Credit Union provides free checking and free mobile banking. Free access to cash with 30,000 ATMs nationwide. Now we're open in Arcata and more convenient than ever. Call, come in, or apply online today. It's quick and easy. Want a better bank? Try a better credit union. Better banking since 1951. Compass Community Credit Union.
Thanks for watching North Coast News on KAEF Channel 23.
And welcome back. We're going to be getting you out to Oakland here very shortly for a pregame of Game 3 of the NBA Finals. They're one of the last games at Oracle Arena.
That's right. I forgot about that. Moving to San Francisco next season.
Moving across the bay next season. So we're going to get you out to that game shortly. But first, let's take a look at local sports here. Andy, why don't you break it down for us? What do we got?
That's right. We got some summer baseball going tonight. The Crabs and the B-52s both in action. Let's start with the Crabs. That game is set for 7:15 p.m. at Tiger Field in Reading. The Crabs in hopes of grabbing their first win tonight after getting swept by the Corvallis Knights over the weekend. Player to watch right now for the Crabs is in the early going is Bryce Kirk. The dual catcher and first baseman leads the team in batting average, extra base hits, and RBIs. The Crabs could have their hands full tonight, though. Reading is 5-2 this season and have scored over 10 runs in 3 of their last 4 games. But that's not the only Humboldt summer baseball team in action tonight. Like we said, the B-52s take on the Humboldt Eagles tonight at Bomber Field at Redwood Acres Fairgrounds. First pitch is set for 7:05 p.m. The B-52s are 2-1 this season after taking 2 of 3 from the Fresno A's in their opening series this past weekend. An exciting win for the B-52s Saturday, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to beat the A's 11-10. We'll see if they'll need some more late-game heroics in tonight's clash with the Eagles.
All right, good stuff there. Stay with us. We're going to get you all ready for the big game, and then we will send you out to Oakland for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Dubs in action tonight. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
I'm Alex Trebek, here to tell you about the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 Ps?
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you, too. Call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan. Available through the Colonial Penn program. No medical exam. No health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-480-3322 for free information and a free gift. That's 1-800-480-3322. Call now.
Watch, Pickler, and Ben.
Weekdays on ABC 23.
Welcome back. We are going to get you out to the pregame here for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Warriors taking on the Toronto Raptors in Oakland. One of the last games, like I mentioned, there in Oracle Arena, before they go across the bay. So this is going to be a big game. A lot of folks out for the Warriors tonight. We have Kevin Durant out again officially for Game 3. Kevon Looney with that nasty injury he suffered there.
Cartilage in the chest.
He's out for the rest of the season there. Now, Andre Iguodala will play. Kawhi Leonard will play. He hurt his knee a little bit. Andre Iguodala hurting that calf. Klay Thompson, though, a game-time decision. He was pleading with the doctors to play in this game. They're not so sure. Here's what he had to say about it.
I mean, if you only feel it on certain couple moves, you're fine. But if you feel it every step of the way, that's not a good sign. And I do not feel it with every move I make, only on certain ones. So you can kind of play through that. But if it was something that was consistent on whenever I move my leg, or if I make every sharp cut or every sprint, that would not be good. But it's only a few exact movements that I really feel it. So that's very encouraging.
To draw a foul here.
So let's talk about Klay Thompson real quick there. Obviously going to be very, very important for him to be out on the floor tonight with so many players injured, Andy.
You know, I think he's going to play. I think, you know, obviously you heard the team's not going to be happy about him playing, but I think he's going to plead his case. You know, he said that it's only a few motions. It's not all the time. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. So I think based on that, he can limit his pain out there and still be effective.
But defensively is the big question, I think, for me, especially if he's going to stick a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who's such a great offensive ball player.
You can't put him on Leonard tonight if he's feeling anything.
Right, so Draymond Green going to have to step out, but then who does he play? But Draymond Green, you still have Pascal Siakam, you know, who had that great Game 1. So it's going to be a challenge tonight for the Warriors, especially if Klay Thompson doesn't play. DeMarcus Cousins is expected to step up tonight and play more minutes as he's starting to feel better. So we're going to have to see here.
He had a nice game, too, after struggling in Game 1, as you'd imagine, coming back from the injury. In Game 2, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists in 28 minutes. If he can have another game like that, should be good news for the Warriors.
Well, the time has come. We're going to get you out to the pregame right now. We are about a half hour away from tip-off Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Dubs in Oakland tonight, taking on the Toronto Raptors. Thanks so much for watching North Coast.
Enjoy the game.
Warriors are next.